Ben Mushemi and Evans Mwenda were also having an awkward rally. They'd broken a steering arm and lacked traction up the hill climb. So what they had in abundance was perseverance. When they were going, they were quick and went on to finish 11th. Galeb Haji and Sindh Saddle spent much of their rally looking over their shoulder as they competed for the division honours.
Yeah, I got on car breathing down my neck. I offered at the last section, said, why did you stand in front of me? Because you were really putting pressure on me, but he said no, and he did put pressure on me, so hopefully going faster.
They eventually managed to stay ahead on the road, but were beaten overall, finishing 9th, which could have been higher had the diff been working properly. Onkarai and Andrew Doig thought their rally was over altogether when they punctured early on, and as they stopped to change it, the engine caught fire.
Power steering pipe had burst, so we're trying to put out the fire and change the tyre at the same time. So that was a bit of a scary experience. That hasn't happened to me before.
The problem put them well out of contention, but they were undeterred and fought back, setting times amongst the top 3 and even won the final stage by 7 seconds to eventually finish 8th. The outcome in Division 2 was still undecided between Jaswinder Chana and Jasminder Barij, who were battling it out amongst the top 6 with 1 stage remaining. Alistair Kavanagh and Gavin Lawrence were once again the first to leave service to tackle the final 20-kilometre stage, knowing there was little they could do to improve on second. With so little mileage left, any change to the leaderboard was in the hands of fate, and Tajveer Rai and Bharat Patni were poised to take 3rd place. But it was not to be when mid-stage the clutch packed up. They lost 7 minutes, dropping down to 7th. Jasminder Barij and Ben Spinks also suffered the hand of fate when the crankshaft sensor malfunctioned, and they were lucky to make it to the stage end. Although they had to be dragged on the final transport, they were declared finishers to take 6th overall. Sandeep Jandu and Gurdeep Mahangra were frustrated at having got stuck earlier and stormed through the final stage to record the 4th quickest time. They overtook Rai and Barij, moving up 2 places to 5th, but they were still not the fastest in Division 3. That honour went to Jagjit Patter and Vinay Shah, who had put in their best performance ever. Their consistency, combined with having a clean run, paid off, and they finished 4th to record their first finish of the season. While several of the frontrunners had been sidelined, which benefited every finisher, this should not distract from the strong performance put in by Jaswinder and Ravi Chana in the Celica. They never put a wheel out of place and were not only the clear Division 2 leaders, but also came an impressive 3rd overall. All Alistair Kavanagh and Gavin Lawrence could do was stay out of trouble, but having had a 3-minute penalty added to their score for booking in early, it was essential to set a good time on the final stage. They were 3rd fastest, and it was enough to retain 2nd.
All things considered, it's a great result. I mean, it would have been better to have won it, but they come in 2nd after all the punctures and problems we had. It's a good result.
Ian Duncan and Amos Sludge could easily have backed off, but this is never an option for them, and they continued to drive at a pace that was enough to record the 2nd quickest time through the stage. Their ability to stay out of trouble was a big reason that they won, and by a huge margin. The ceremonial finish was back in Kisumu at the Kenyatta Sports Ground, where the Zangalewa comedy group entertained the crowds while they anxiously awaited the victors. This was Ian Duncan and Amos Fletcher's second consecutive win and the third of the season.
No, it's been great. It's been quite hard and long and rough, and yeah, I mean, certainly Flash and Alistair, they can certainly go very quickly, but they just, maybe these grey hairs are good for something.
Ian Duncan eventually won by 10 minutes from Alistair Kavanagh. Lady Luck had been more active than usual, snatching times from some and giving it to others, making for what was a surprising final leaderboard. Syed Hamad in 12th led the second half of the 22 cars that finished, including Anthony Thibault in 14th and Samira Khan in 17th, both having put in performances of merit. On the Division 3 board, Sandip Jandu extended what was already a commanding lead. Anthony Thibault moved up a place to third, with second place still up for grabs. In Division 2, Onkarai also consolidated his position at the top of the table, and Jaswinder Chana appears on the board in 5th. With 2 events to run, the title still remains open. On the main championship board, Ian Duncan only needs to finish higher than 7th in either of the last 2 events to take the title. Defending champion Alistair Kavanagh appears for the first time in 5th.